with the clients that you have worked with, what is a general expectation, right? So say I want to build out my show to 10,000 active listeners, right? So that's a roadmap, right? So if I'm talking about the same analogy, right? I'm driving a car from Florida to California. I have an idea of how long that's going to take and how much gas that's going to take. Do you have an idea of what that typically looks like for your typical client?
Yeah, that's a good question. A couple parts. The first one is it generally takes longer and costs more than you think. And so I would just want to say it's going to happen with your podcast, just like it would happen. I've known a lot of people that start an entrepreneurship journey, and they're thinking like, I could just run this company. We'll call it a drop shipping company. I could just run this company. And I've known other people that are making, let's say, $20,000 a month. And so I just need to get that up and running and I'll be fine. And then they'll estimate that it's going to take them a month. And then what ends up happening is like a few months later, and I actually know one person who just hired their coach for a similar business. A few months later, it's like still hard. It's still a lot. There's still moving parts and there's a lot. And so it's like, okay, now I'm going to get that coach. I'm finally going to just invest in myself and have that coach alongside with me to be able to support me and shorten that gap of time. So what we're talking about is I've known a lot of fix and flippers that go in and they start to want to be a fix and flipper because they watched HGTV. It ruined their whole life. And then all of a sudden they try it. It's harder than they thought. It's longer than they thought. They can't find the deals. And when they do find the deal and finally close on it, the interest rate goes up on them. Or if the interest rate doesn't go up, the contractor that they hire is doing change orders. The contractor said, oh, this is going to be $35,000. And then they find something's behind the walls, something's in the basement. There's a water intrusion. There's mold because of the water intrusion. And $35K turns into $95K. And now they've lost $30,000 on this flip because it costs longer and takes longer than they expect. So I want you to go in with your eyes wide open, Terry, and the listener as well. And to give you some of those gaps, just like my friend who had a similar company to a drop shipping company that worked on it for a little while and now is like, okay, I just need that person. This is something that my team can help you with. We can streamline the gap if you're doing a podcast and you want it to be successful.